Germany has developed a lot of powerful guns and tanks over the years, but one of its most lethal anti-aircraft systems has never seen combat. Why is that? Well, in today's video, we will go through the Flakpanzer Gepard. But before we get into the video, kindly note that the information provided in this video is for educational purposes only. So hello and welcome to another video from War Secrets. Without further ado, let's dive in. The Flakpanzer Gepard is a German self-propelled anti-aircraft cannon capable of operating in all weather conditions. It was designed in the 1960s, deployed in the 1970s, and has been upgraded with the newest technologies multiple times. It is a key component of the German Army's Bundeswehr and other NATO countries' air defense systems. The Gepard was phased out in Germany in late 2010, and Weasel 2 Ocelot-like this Flugabwehr system with 4 FIM-92 Stinger or LFK NG missile launchers took its place. Based on the GTK Boxer, a variant with the Mantis gun system and LFK NG missiles was also studied. Origins. The vehicle is based on the Leopard 1 tank's hull with a massive fully rotating turret that houses two 35mm Oerlikon KDA autocannons and 2 radar dishes, a general search radar at the back of the turret, and tracking radar and laser rangefinder between the guns. Each gun fires at a rate of 550 rounds per minute, allowing for a continuous shooting period of 37 seconds before running out of ammo. The guns have a range of 5.5 kilometers and are 90 calibers, 3.15 meters or 10 feet 4 inches long, with a muzzle velocity of 1,440 meters per second or 4,700 feet per second. FAPDS, frangible armor-piercing discarding Sabot rounds. The KDA autocannon can also fire 2 distinct types of ammunition. The standard load is 320 AA and 20 AP rounds per gun. The total rate of fire is 1,100 rounds per minute. A 40-kilowatt generator powered by a 4-cylinder, 3.8-liter Mercedes-Benz OM 314 multi-fuel engine powers the electrically operated turret. Stinger teams have been accompanying Gepard units since the 1980s to take advantage of their long-range scanning capability. A missile system upgrade that mounts the FIM-92 Stinger man pads and twin packs to the autocannons was created to combine the capability in a single unit. The German Bundeswehr tested the system but did not purchase it due to financial constraints and the deployment of the Ocelot light flak system. From 1963 forward, the Gepard was developed. Construction of 4A prototypes testing both 30 and 35mm guns began in 1969. It was chosen to use a 35mm film on June 25, 1970. In 1971, the Dutch Army ordered 5 CA pre-series based on a parallel development that employed a German Zero Series Leopard 1 vehicle made available by the German government in March of 1970 as the C prototype. Both the B1 and the B2R were produced in small numbers by the Germans. The decision to produce the type was made on February 5, 1973. In September 1973, a deal for 432 B2 turrets and 420 hulls worth DM $1.2 billion was signed with Krauss-Maffei. Each vehicle would consequently cost around 3 times as much as a standard Leopard 1. In December 1976, the first was delivered. Belgium bought 55 vehicles that were nearly identical to the German model. The Dutch ordered 95 vehicles with Philips radar systems divided into 3 batches, CA1, CA2, and CA3. Chassis and propulsion. The Gepard is armed with twin Oerlikon KDA 35mm cannons and a 2-man electric power-controlled turret. Belt feed is automatic on the weapons. The barrel is 90 calibers long, 3.15mm. The 2 barrels are capable of firing 1,100 rounds per minute. Each 35mm cannon contains 320 rounds of anti-air and 20 rounds of anti-ground target ammunition ready to fire. The guns can fire a variety of 35mm standard ammunition, including the new FAPDS rounds. The muzzle velocity of the FAPDS rounds exceeds 1,400 meters per second. 8 smoke dischargers are mounted on either side of the turret on the Gepard. KMW used the Stinger surface-to-air missile system to build a missile system for the Gepard. On a single unit, the dual Stinger launching system was installed on the side of the 35mm twin gun. The system was tested, but owing to funding constraints, it was not implemented. The Gepard is based on a Leopard 1 main battle tank chassis that has been slightly upgraded, including the full drive unit, with a 37.4-liter 10-cylinder multi-fuel engine. MB838 Cam 500, and 2 mechanical superchargers produced by MTU. The 90-degree V engine produces 610 kilowatts at 2200 RPM, 830 PS, and consumes roughly 150 liters per 100 kilometers, depending on the surface and driving style. The engine has a dry sump forced lubrication system to maintain a constant supply of oil even on tough terrain and under great skew. Even the ZF Friedrichshafen gearbox Type 4 HP 250 and the exhaust system with fresh air mixing to decrease infrared signature were used from the Leopard 1 MBT. For the energy supply system, the Gepard has a Daimler-Benz Type OM 314 4-cylinder auxiliary diesel engine. This engine is positioned on the vehicle's front left where the Leopard 1's ammunition magazine is. The engine, which has a size of 3.8 liters and produces 66 kilowatts, is designed as a multi-fuel engine, 90 PS, and it uses between 10 and 20 liters per hour, depending on the tank's operational status. 2 Metadyne machines in tandem with a flywheel are used to store energy during the acceleration and deceleration of the turret for the power of the elevation and traverse drives, and 2 380 Hz 3-phase generators with a capacity of 20 kVA for the ventilation, fire control, and radar systems, and a 300A 28-volt direct current generator for the electrical system are all connected to the auxiliary engine. The 985-liter fuel capacity ensures a combined running time of nearly 48 hours. The Leopard 1's chassis and track were directly adapted. It has 7 road wheel pairs per side placed on torsion bar springs. They're attached to the torsion bars on the swing arms, which are held in place by volute springs. The drive is provided by the rear drive sprockets. The rubber-mounted shocks have been changed to improve firing stability. Diehl made the track, which has rubber track pads and is a live track with rubber bushings between the track links and pins. Type D 640A. In order to boost traction in slick conditions, Grouser and ice cleats can be used to replace the rubber pads on select track links. The hull was very slightly altered with an 8 cm increase in the distance between the 3rd and 4th road wheels and the inclusion of additional batteries in rear battery boxes. 24 volts of DC are used by the batteries and the electrical system. The Gepard has a separate search and tracking radar with the search radar S-band for German vehicles and X-band for Dutch vehicles, mounted at the front back of the turret, and the tracking radar, K-band for German vehicles and XKA band for the Netherlands, mounted at the rear front of the turret. The radars are capable of 360-degree scanning, clutter suppression, search on the go, and monopulse tracking mode. The German Gepard's S-band search radar has a range of 15 kilometers with subcluster visibility of 60 decibels. The German Gepard tracking radar operates in the Q-band and has a range of 15 kilometers with a 23 dB clutter suppression. Now, if you enjoyed this video, please check out our other videos. Until then, stay tuned.